Something huge is brewing in the real estate world, and we're here to break it all down. Today, we're diving into the absolute blockbuster merger between Anywhere Real Estate and Compass. We'll also look at their big bet on AI and what it all means for how we buy and sell homes.
So, what really happens when two titans of real estate decide to team up? Well, the answer is in this newly announced deal that, honestly, could completely change the industry as we know it.
We are talking about a proposed all-stock merger between Anywhere Real Estate and Compass. And let's be clear, this isn't just some simple business deal. This is about creating a brand new industry giant, bringing together two of the most powerful and, frankly, innovative players in the game.
And look, you don't have to take my word for it. Here's the vision, straight from the top. Anyway's CEO, Ryan Schneider, is framing this as a win for literally everyone involved, from the agents out in the field to the clients they're serving. The goal here is to build a more efficient, more valuable platform for the entire home buying journey.
But don't hold your breath for this to happen overnight. This timeline shows there's a pretty long road ahead. They still need to get approvals from shareholders and regulators before this thing can officially close, which they're expecting in the second half of 2026. This tells you it's a really complex long-term strategic play.
Okay, so with this massive deal looming in the future, it begs the question, how is Anywhere actually doing right now? Let's take a look at their latest report card, the Q3 earnings report.
Let's start with the headline number, and it's a big one. Revenue jumped 6% to $1.6 billion. And this isn't just a fluke. It's being driven by more transactions, especially in that booming luxury market.
You know, it's one thing to grow, but it's another thing entirely to outpace the entire market. And this chart really tells the story. Anywhere's transaction volume grew by 7%. That is 2 full percentage points higher than the overall market. So they're not just riding the wave, it looks like they're actually creating their own.
All right, let's peel back the onion a little bit here, because the picture gets a bit more nuanced. While that revenue number is up, a key profitability metric called operating EBITDA is actually down a bit. Now, the company says this is tied to costs that go up when their share price rises, like stock-based pay for employees. But on the bright side, you can see revenue from their title and franchise businesses is growing, which shows real strength in some of their core operations.
And the good news just keeps coming. The luxury sector is absolutely on fire for them. I mean, sales over $10 million jumped a staggering 30%. And maybe just as important, they are keeping their best people. A 95% retention rate for their top agents is one of their highest ever recorded, and that is absolutely crucial for long-term success.
So, they're doing great now, but how do they keep that momentum going? Well, their strategy is pretty clear, and it really boils down to two key things: taking full advantage of artificial intelligence and driving some major cost savings.
Okay, first up, AI. This is a perfect example of its real-world impact. They've rolled out a tool that cuts the time it takes an agent to enter a listing agreement from like 10 or 15 minutes all the way down to just 1 minute. That is a massive efficiency gain that frees up agents to do what they actually do best: sell homes.
And they're not just using AI for the selling side. You know, there are new industry rules that require more formal agreements with buyers up front. And instead of seeing that as a threat, they see it as a huge opportunity. They're looking at it as a chance to use technology to really show their value and stand out from the crowd.
And the other side of that coin? Good old-fashioned efficiency. The company set a really ambitious goal to cut $100 million in costs this year. And as you can see, they are well on their way. They've already hit $67 million in savings.
Now, it's easy to get laser-focused on this Compass merger, right? I mean, it's huge. But we gotta remember that Anywhere is this massive company made up of a ton of different brands. And there's a lot going on under the surface.
Take Corcoran, for instance, one of their top luxury brands. They just had their former CEO, Scott Durkin, rejoin the company as an agent. For an ex-CEO to come back as a broker, that's a huge vote of confidence. And it's a major talent win that sent ripples through the New York luxury market.
And this is where things get really interesting. There's this fascinating potential conflict brewing within the future combined company. One of Anywhere's biggest brands, Coldwell Banker, is all about listing transparency, putting everything out in the open. Meanwhile, their future partner, Compass, is a huge advocate for pre-marketing listings privately. Figuring out how to mesh those two completely opposite philosophies, that's going to be a major challenge, and you can bet the whole industry will be watching.
So, let's put all these pieces together. We've thrown a lot at you. What are the key things you should really take away from all this?
So here's the bottom line. You've got a company on the verge of a truly game-changing merger.
At the exact same time, its current business is strong and it's beating the competition. And its future is built on this really clear strategy of tech innovation and efficiency, all while managing a whole portfolio of powerful individual brands.
The vision here is crystal clear. Create an unmatched real estate platform that just delivers more value to everyone. All the pieces are being moved into place, but the ultimate question, the billion-dollar question, remains. Will this new powerhouse actually deliver on its massive promise? I guess only time will tell.